Have you ever found yourself saying, I've tried everything, rewards, consequences, lectures, and nothing seems to work? You're not alone. Dr. Becky Bailey, the founder of Conscious Discipline, reminds us that discipline isn't something we do to children. It's something we build with them. At its heart, conscious discipline teaches us that connection, not control, is what truly changes behavior. Because a child who feels safe will listen. A child who feels seen will cooperate. And a child who feels loved will learn. By the end of this video, you'll understand the core principles of conscious discipline, how to calm your own nervous system before guiding your child's, how to turn power struggles into moments of connection, and how to build a relationship where discipline becomes teaching, not punishment. So let's begin with the kind of discipline that heals instead of hurts. It was a typical school morning, shoes missing, cereal spilled, everyone rushing out the door. Maya sat on the floor, refusing to put on her jacket. Her mom sighed, "Come on, we're going to be late." But Maya just whispered, "My tummy hurts." In that moment, it wasn't defiance, it was disconnection. Her nervous system was saying, "I don't feel safe or calm yet." So her mom paused, took a breath, and knelt down to hold her close. After a few moments of safety and connection, Maya quietly reached for her jacket. The heart behind conscious discipline. Conscious discipline isn't a quick fix behavior system. It's a transformational framework for both children and adults. It's trauma-informed, brain-based, and heart-centered, a way of teaching that integrates social-emotional learning, discipline, and self-regulation into one connected model. Dr. Becky Bailey developed it after decades of watching how traditional discipline, yelling, punishment, or timeouts might stop a behavior, but often disconnected children from the very adults who loved them most. She began to ask a different question. What if discipline wasn't about control, but about connection? What if we could guide children through teaching, not punishing? That question became the heartbeat of conscious discipline, a model grounded in safety, connection, and problem solving, where adults learn to regulate first so children can learn to do the same. The brain states model. Dr. Bailey's model is built on 3 brain states: survival storm, am I safe? When a child feels threatened or scared, they can't think or listen, they react. This is the fight, flight, or freeze response. Emotional state, am I loved? When emotions take over, logic shuts down. The child might cry, yell, or withdraw. What they need most isn't correction, it's connection. Executive state, what can I learn? Only when a child feels safe and connected can they access the prefrontal cortex where reasoning, empathy, and problem-solving live. The magic happens when the adult can regulate first, helping the child climb from survival to emotional and finally to executive state. Maslow's hierarchy of needs confirms this same truth from another lens. Before a child can think, problem solve, or pursue goals, their most basic needs must be met. At the foundation are physiological needs, rest, food, and comfort. Next comes safety, consistency, routines, and calm adults who communicate, "You're safe here." Only then can a child climb to belonging, feeling accepted, seen, and connected. And then to self-esteem, where they begin to believe, "I can do this." If these lower levels are shaky, the brain stays in survival or emotional mode, focused on protection, not progress. That's why a child who seems unmotivated or resistant may actually be communicating a missing need, not a lack of effort. When we meet children where they are, with safety, empathy, and connection, we invite their brains to rise toward learning, reasoning, and goal setting. Only then can the executive state and true growth begin. 3. The adult as the emotional leader. Conscious discipline begins with you, because you can't teach a child self-control if you haven't practiced it yourself. When chaos erupts, a tantrum, defiance, or tears, your calm becomes the anchor. Your breath, your voice, your posture all send a silent message. This moment is safe, you are safe, and I'm in control of myself. Dr. Becky Bailey often reminds us, the state you are in determines the state you put others in. That means our nervous system sets the tone for the entire home or classroom. Our energy becomes their emotional climate. Before we can guide a child's behavior, we must first guide our own, to pause instead of react, to breathe before we speak, and to lead with the kind of calm that teaches, not the kind that terrifies. Because in every hard moment, we are the model of regulation they will one day become. 4. The power of composure. Composure is the first of Dr. Bailey's 7 powers for conscious adults. It's the power of self-control, realizing no one can make you angry without your permission. When you take a deep breath and center yourself, you're modeling what calm looks like. Imagine this. Your child screams, "You're not the boss of me." Instead of shouting back, you breathe and say, "I'm going to take a breath so I can be the boss of myself." That simple act shifts the power dynamic. You've turned conflict into modeling. You're teaching emotional literacy through action, not lecture. 5. Connection before correction. Dr. Becky Bailey reminds us that connection opens the brain to learning. Without connection, discipline easily turns into control, and control breeds resistance. Connection is what calms the nervous system and builds trust. It doesn't take grand gestures. It begins in the small moments. A steady gaze that says, "I see you." A gentle touch that says, "You're not alone." Using their names softly, "I'm here, Jamie." Or co-regulating with empathy. "You're really mad right now, and I'm right here with you." These moments of presence tell the child's body, it's safe to feel, it's safe to learn. Because the brain cannot reason in fear, but it can flourish in safety. Only when a child feels connected can they reach the part of the brain where logic, empathy, and self-control live, the true foundation for lasting change. 7. The skill of empathy and positive intent. 2 core skills at the heart of conscious discipline are empathy and positive intent. They work hand in hand. One softens the heart, the other reshapes the mind. Empathy means meeting a child's feeling without judgment or rush. It sounds like, "I can see you're upset because your tower fell. That's really hard." You're not fixing the problem, you're feeling it with them. And in that moment, the child's nervous system learns, "My emotions are safe with you." Positive intent takes it a step further. It means looking beneath the behavior to see the unmet need. "You hit because you wanted the toy. Let's use words next time." When we lead with curiosity instead of criticism, we stop labeling children as bad or defiant and start teaching the skills they're missing: communication, empathy, and self-control. Because every misbehavior is not defiance. It's simply a missing skill waiting to be learned. Classrooms and homes that practice conscious discipline, adults create what Dr. Becky Bailey calls a school family, or at home, a home family. It's not just a concept, it's a culture of belonging that mirrors a healthy, connected family system. This environment is built on 3 core intentions: safety through clear structure, predictable routines, and calm, regulated adults who model stability. Connection through daily rituals, greetings, eye contact, and shared moments of joy that tell every child you matter here. And problem solving through teaching instead of punishing, guiding instead of controlling. When children feel like part of a family, something profound happens. They stop competing for attention and start contributing to the community. They learn that mistakes don't make them unlovable, they make them human. And in that sense of belonging, discipline becomes love in action. 8. From punishment to teaching moments. Conscious discipline shifts the focus from external control to internal growth. It's not about forcing obedience, it's about teaching regulation. Instead of timeouts that isolate and shame, we create safe places, calm corners filled with softness, breathing tools, and gentle reminders that say, "Here you can feel and still belong." In these spaces, children learn to calm their bodies, name their feelings, and choose again. Instead of rewards or punishments, conscious discipline uses natural consequences and meaningful choices. Would you like to put the blocks away by yourself, or should we do it together? That simple question restores dignity and agency. When discipline becomes teaching, every power struggle turns into a moment of emotional safety, a lesson in responsibility wrapped in compassion. And over time, those small, consistent moments grow into something bigger, a child who learns to lead themselves from the inside out. At its deepest level, conscious discipline isn't just about children, it's about us. It's about healing the patterns we grew up with, learning to stay calm when we once would have yelled, choosing connection over control. When you practice these skills, you rewire your own brain too. You teach your inner child that safety, love, and learning can coexist. As Dr. Bailey says, discipline is not something you do to children, it's something you develop within them. So next time your child pushes your buttons, remember, you're not managing behavior, You're guiding a developing nervous system, and every calm breath, every moment of connection is building the foundation of emotional intelligence that will serve them for life. I'm Nori, and my AI twin Nora, sharing reflections on conscious parenting and emotional healing. Conscious discipline is an incredibly powerful tool, and it's the core principle I use in my parenting sessions with both parents and foster parents. If you're interested in learning more, I'll link Dr. Becky Bailey's homepage in the description below. If this message spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe. Because when we heal the way we discipline, we don't just change our children's behavior, we change their world.